Blue Jays get back into the win column today with a big-time 11-2 W over the Cleveland Indians. Obviously, the game ended in 7 innings, but the Blue Jays brought their hitting shoes out there today as they slugged 11 runs on 15 hits. And after Ryu's shaky first inning on the mound, he settled in, the team settled in, and they scored 11 straight runs to win the ball game and improve to 26-24 on the year for our Blue Jays. Great stuff. Now, let's break this game down from the start. And as I mentioned, Ryu didn't really start the game well. It was windy as heck there, raining. It was not a pretty day there in Cleveland. But in that first inning, Ryu just was not throwing strikes. He was missing with his changeup. He wasn't throwing really good pitches. And they ended up scoring 2 runs against him. Eddie Rosario hits an RBI single. Ramirez and Hernandez comes in to score. And in the bottom half of the first inning, the Jays are down 2-0. Not where you want to be. However, they had to go, I think it was Morgan, it was on the mound. Eli Morgan, who was on the mound for the Indians, who has never pitched in the big leagues. And he's playing in these conditions. So it was hard to believe that 2-run lead was going to hold up. And it was exactly right, because in the next half inning, Blue Jays get some runners on. All right, Santiago Espinal hits a RBI ground out. And we're like, okay, we cut the lead in half. Now it's a 2-1 game. Here we go. Danny Jansen then comes up and hits one deep to left center in a horrible read from former Blue Jay Harold Ramirez in center field as it goes over his head and it bounces and then it goes off the wall. Jansen with the double. Joe Panik comes in to score. And the Jays have now tied it at 2. All right, a great stuff. You've tied the game right after you give up the 2 runs to give them the lead. You're right back in it. Then the Blue Jays offense starts really clicking. Top half of the third inning, Randall Grichuk rips one to right field, I think it was. And it was over the head of Canadian Josh Naylor. And all the way to the wall, Bo Bichette comes in to score. And the Blue Jays are in front now 3-2. They weren't done yet. Gurriel Jr. then doubles. Grichuk then comes around to score. It's a 4-2 Jays lead. And then Joe Panik comes up. And it's his first home run of the year down the right. Well, it wasn't down the right field line, but it was to right field. And it's way gone for Joe Panik. And what a day at the plate he had. Home run in there, a 2-run bomb. The Jays are now up 6-2, a big-time 4-run inning for the Blue Jays there in the top half of the third inning. And Ryu at this point is in cruise control. He's feeling good out there no matter what the conditions are. And then the Jays are like, we're not done yet. We're just going to keep going here. Top half of the 5th inning, Randall Grichuk doubles again. And Teoscar Hernandez comes in to score. I wrote Gurriel doubles. Grichuk and Hernandez come in to score. There we go. That was down the third baseline. It stays fair. And a great job for Gurriel. He had a great day at the plate yet again. And then Joe Panik singles again. Gurriel comes in to score. And the Blue Jays just keep tacking on. It's a 9-2 ball game. But they're not done yet. Top of the 6th inning, Santiago Espinal hits an RBI double down the first baseline. Gurriel scores. Vladdy scores. And the Blue Jays are now up 11-2 in the top half of the 6th inning. And as I mentioned, Ryu, after the shaky first inning where he threw a lot of pitches, settled down, gave the Jays 4 really good innings the rest of the way, ended up going 5, but did a really good job settling down and throwing those 4 really good innings to allow the Jays to get back into the ball game and build their lead. So it was a great job for Hyunjin Ryu there this evening in Cleveland to start the series against the Indians. Now, let's get to some numbers here, people, because this was a stat-padding ball game for the Blue Jays. Crazy thing, the Blue Jays had 15 hits in this ball game today, all right? 11 of those were from your 5-hitter to your 9-hitter. 11 hits. You see what happens when your bottom of the lineup can hit? I mean, it just changed the entire complexity of your team. Now, imagine when George Springer comes back and Kevin Biggio comes back. It'll really lengthen that lineup out even more than it already is. But to see the progress that Gurriel has made over the last few weeks or so. Joe Panik with the big night today. Jansen with a really nice day at the plate. Yeah, he only went 1 for 2, but A really nice day at the plate. We'll get to his stats in a bit, but a really great job from the bottom half of the lineup, doing a job, getting on base and driving in runs. A great job for those guys. Teoscar Hernandez had a big day at the plate today, 2 for 4 with a run scored as usual. The guy's hitting almost 320 on the season. We keep forgetting that. The way we see Vladdy, he's plugging away, doing his thing. We're all focused on him. Meanwhile, Teoscar Hernandez is out here hitting almost 320. Right? It's incredible watching this guy go out there and play, and everyone questioning him before the year, saying, hey, you only played 60 games last year. There was no fans, whatever the case may be. It's going to be hard to replicate it. But is that the new Teoscar Hernandez? And the answer to that is yes. It 100% is the new Teoscar Hernandez. If you combine last year's totals to this year's totals, I'd say he's getting in and around that 100-game mark. And he's just performing admirably. I mean, his at-bats to the plate are incredible. He's not changing his approach at the plate, and that is so key. That's what we've seen from Vladdy all year long. The approach has not changed. Today, he struggled at the plate, did Vladdy, but he had that chopper single, so he got another hit, so good job for him. But Teoscar Hernandez is doing wonders for this team. And Randall Grichuk, I've mentioned in quite a few videos, and I mentioned it to Keegan Matheson on the Instagram Live. Is this the new Randall Grichuk? And we're all kind of sitting here waiting. Right, we're waiting for Randall Grichuk to kind of hit that downward spiral because we've been so used to it. We're used to him to get red hot, and we're like, hey, this is great to watch. Can this be Randall Grichuk? Then he goes like 0 for 30, and we're like, okay. We're all kind of waiting for that decline, but it hasn't happened this year. And again, like Teoscar Hernandez, his approach at the plate is incredible, and it has not changed. He went 3 for 5 today, had 3 runs scored, and an RBI. A big day at the plate for Randall Grichuk. He was fantastic. And Lourdes Gurriel Jr., as I mentioned, as of late, he's been swinging the bat extremely well. We all knew he would. It was just a matter of time. I think it took a little bit longer than Jays fans thought and would have liked. But the way he's been swinging the bat lately, the way he's been getting barrel the ball and hitting the off-speed, we've heard all year long, he's a great off-speed hitter. And you notice early in the year, he was a tick off the off-speed. And we're just waiting for that to click. And right now, he's clicking that off-speed pitch. He's really hitting it hard. He was 2 for 3 today, had 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and had a walk, only his 4th walk of the year. So a great job, a great day at the plate for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. However, the man of the ball game, Joe Panik, 4 for 4 in the day, scores 2 runs, has 3 RBIs, and hits a 2-run bomb. Have a day, Joe. I think it was his first 4-hit game since 2017 with the Giants. Crazy. I mean, a guy we have not seen play a whole lot. Obviously, he was injured for a little while, and he comes back and plays a couple games, and here's a 4 for 4 ball game. Joe Panik is, obviously, we all know he's money at second base. And he's decent at third. I think I'd trust him more than Kevin Biggio as of right now at third base because Joe Panik has won a Gold Glove before. I understand the Gold Glove is at second base, but when you're a defender, you're more or less good anywhere. Obviously, you're better at one position as he is at second base, but Joe Panik pitching in the offense. You're not expecting the offense from him. You're expecting good defense and a good at bat. But to go 4 for 4 and really impact this ball game, a great job for Joe Panik today. Fantastic game for him. And as I mentioned, the bottom of the lineup doing a job. Santiago Espinal went 1 for 3, had 3 RBIs and a walk. So he had a great day at the plate, did Santiago Espinal. And Danny Jansen, as I mentioned earlier, didn't really... I guess there wasn't the eye-popping numbers like we see from Gurriel with the 3 RBIs and the 3-run start and the Grichuk going 3 for 5. You didn't see that with Danny Jansen today. But he went 1 for 2, had an RBI, obviously had the tying RBI there in the top half of the second inning, and he walked twice. And those walks were not just 4 pitches and there you go. Those were grind it out at bats. And those are the type of things we see from Danny Jansen. We're like, man, it's there. The great at-bats are there. The hard contact, that ball that he hit to center field, yes, Ramirez misplayed it, but he hit the ball hard. And that's what we're hoping Danny Jansen can do, hit the ball hard. He'll find gaps at some point, but a great day at the plate for Danny. Got on base 3 out of the 4 times he got to the plate. Heck of a job, and he had an RBI in the ball game. So good job for Danny Jansen doing a job out there. And of course, for catching Hyunjin Ryu. Speaking of Ryu, he went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, struck out 6, and walked 2. 2 of those walks happened in the first inning. And I think at least two or three of those hits happened in the first inning as well. So considering how good he was after that, absolute money for him. And Trent Thornton, who looked like he was going to probably get 2 or 3 innings out of him, Only needed the one. Obviously, the rain delay or whatever you want to call it, because it didn't really look. It wasn't much rain. They weren't really stressing to put the tarp on the field for a while. But either way, he went an inning, didn't allow a hit, didn't walk a batter, and got a strikeout. Obviously, the offense for the Cleveland Indians really isn't their focal point, and their starting rotation is pretty beat up. Well, James, why is their record so good? They played the Tigers a ton. They've played the Royals a ton. I mean, you're going to pad numbers. And Jays fans, we haven't seen those teams yet. We saw the Royals once when they were red hot and it didn't go too well earlier in the year. But we have not seen the Tigers yet. We have not seen the Orioles yet. I mean, look, this Jays team, the fact that they're beating teams, I don't care that Cleveland's hurt and their offense ain't great. The record's good. The record is good. So you're going out there and you're getting the job done. You have a 6-3 record against the Yankees. You just won a 2-3 in the Bronx. Now you've won the opener of this series in Cleveland. You're doing a great job. You've won 3 of 4. You're back to 2 games over 500. This team just got to take things day by day, and they did a great job today. Now, tomorrow is going to be a very interesting ball game for the Toronto Blue Jays. First off, Sam, I want to say Hedges, but it looks like Henges. My God, I am butchering that thing mightily. But he's on the mound for Cleveland tomorrow. Not very good numbers, but again, a guy we've never really heard of. I'm assuming a guy to kind of plop in for an injury, or a young guy that's just coming up. I don't really know much about the kid. All I know is that for the Toronto Blue Jays, Ross Stripling is going to get the start. As of right now. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do the whole 1-inning opener and then him again like they did in the last game. But considering they've tinkered with his delivery and really worked with him on mechanics and stuff like that over his last couple of starts, we saw what happened in his last outing. We went 7 shutout innings. I think it was against the Tampa Bay Rays there. Let's see what Stripling does tomorrow. If he goes out there at those back-to-back good starts, maybe this little tinker really worked with him. You all know with Pete Walker, when he gets a handle of a pitcher, he can make something happen. 4-10 first pitch there in Cleveland as the Blue Jays, if they win that game tomorrow, they win the series. I think it's a 2-gamer or is it a 3-gamer or 4-gamer? Either way, they would have won back-to-back games. They would have won 4 of 5, and you'd be in a great spot in this series, all right? So like I said, 4-10 first pitch. Stripling versus Sam. Let's go with that one. All right. That's a lot easier to say there. All right. As the Blue Jays look to just really get on a roll here. Obviously, like I said, winners of 3 of 4, 2 games over 500. With all the injuries of the bullpen they've sustained, with the inability to have consistent starting pitching, and not having George Springer, and the way the schedule looks, they're doing pretty damn good if you ask me. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed the game there this evening, or the 7 innings of the game that we saw today, smack that like button if you appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not done so already, guys. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's ball game for the Toronto Blue Jays? And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, Leafs edition. Not sure exactly when I'll be able to get that uploaded to you guys, but I will be doing that tomorrow for you. Game 6. Leafs and Habs, and I know every single Leaf fan is freaking out and they're scared out of their mind, and I'm in the same boat. I'd love to be talking to you guys tomorrow about a Series W moving on to round 2 against Winnipeg. That's what I want to be talking to you guys tomorrow. Either way, I'll talk to you guys post-game, Game 6 between the Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens at the Bell Center tomorrow night. As for the Blue Jays, as I mentioned, Game 2 of the series against the Cleveland Indians goes tomorrow afternoon. It's a 4-10 first pitch there in Cleveland. Ross Stripling versus Sam on the mound for the Cleveland Indians in Game 2 of the series as the boys look to win back-to-back ball games, and we're going to get back-to-back good outings from Ross Stripling. We'll have to wait and see, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.